This is Dennis Michelsen. It's time to go down on the farm and talk about Extract. Scott, welcome back to the show.
Dennis, always a pleasure. And I think since last time we tuned in, a fair number of acres of both corn and beans have been planted. And hopefully this week, guys, we'll get wrapped up with the planting so we can get on to the rest of the growing season.
With that wet spring, as we've been talking about, I think that makes a product like Extract even more important this year.
With the later planting season than what we certainly would have liked to see, advancing that crop through all the physiological stages from emergence on out is critical. And a part of that message or way in which that can come about is increasing the nutrient availability, phosphorus in particular, and nitrogen, to hasten maturity. And again, we're not doing anything to trick the plant necessarily, but we're providing all the groceries that plant needs to move it through its growth phases as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Because there's no doubt from the trials that have been done over the years that it really does help improve the efficiency of a sidedress application of nitrogen. How and why does this work so well?
Well, I think if you step back for a moment, what are we trying to do as it relates to sidedress? And we're talking specifically about liquid nitrogen or UAN, 28 or 32%. We're able to increase that level of pool of available nitrogen. And that really takes on a couple different avenues. One is to mineralize more nutrients that are already in the soil profile, convert that organic nitrogen to inorganic form so the plant can use it. And the other part of it is, particularly as you apply UAN 28, it's a great timing. You're applying that nitrogen in advance of a time of rapid increase or demand for nitrogen. But we're able to increase the available nitrate levels by 10% or thereabouts. Our university studies have shown. And by doing that, you're just creating a higher level of efficiency of that nitrogen being applied.
So, Scott, the question is, when is the optimal time to sidedress and using Extract?
To answer the when is the optimal time, that's about like arguing whether green or red tractors are better. And obviously there's no one black or white answer. But in general terms, the ideal timing is that starting at about V4-ish to up to probably V10 or V11. With the advent of Y drops, it allows, from a mechanical standpoint, for us to apply nitrogen later. But I think, step back and say, why? Why is that timing critical? Our good friend, Dr. Fred Bilo, down I-74 from your studio at the University of Illinois, has done a lot of work around nutrient partitioning in a corn plant. And what he's determined is from that time from V6 up through tasseling, that's the time of rapid increase in nitrogen where that plant will consume 7 pounds of nitrogen per day. So if you stop and think about that, why does it make sense biologically or physiologically rather to apply nitrogen in that time frame? It's so it coincides very well with the physiological demand or needs that corn plant has for nitrogen.
Black Max 22. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Black Max is a organic acid-based product that again is applied in tandem with liquid nitrogen. And the idea there is to provide a carbon source to hold more of that nitrogen in a plant-available form. Both these technologies, whether it's Extract or Black Max 22, they're certainly not replacements for nitrogen, liquid nitrogen to be precise, but when applied in tandem, again, we're getting more nitrogen in a plant-available form, and that's a positive thing for that growing and developing corn plant.
And when it comes to using Extract PBA with the side dressing applications of your nitrogen, boy, there have been some impressive trials. And what impresses me the most, Scott, is that different areas of Indiana and Illinois were used. So this has been very effective with all different kinds of soil types.
It has. And again, regardless of soil type and or relative productivity, the idea of increasing that mineralization rate of nitrogen and or increasing the amount of nitrate available in the soil, that translates to any soil type in any type of growing environment. So the results, as you indicated, we've had Extract around now for 6 years, have been very impressive. The average over all of our third-party and internal split field type trials has been an 8 bushel response. And again, the economics of today, certainly no secret. And as we record this, the corn's up another 10 cents, and beef corn's at $7.63. My gosh, it takes less than 2 bushels of additional yield response to pay for these technologies. It becomes a better investment by the day.
And it's also sort of an insurance plan as well to make sure that nitrogen gets well used by the plant. So that gives you even more of an impressive ROI.
Very true. And I think, as we're fond of saying, sometimes the answer is not more fertilizer. And again, we're certainly advocates of responsible usage of NP and K, but it comes down to the intersection of what's agronomically the best with what economically makes sense. And incorporating extract in combination with UAN checks both those boxes.